Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Coming up on this Access City Council program, construction begins on the Alyn Beck Memorial Park in honor of the fallen Las Vegas police officer. And Bark Andre Fiore helps kick off the next phase of construction at the Centennial Bowl. Of course, both those locations are in the city of Las Vegas in Ward 6, and the councilwoman who represents Ward 6 is, of course, Michelle Fiore. Thanks so much for being back on the program. Happy New Year. This is your first show of 2019.
Right?
Here we are.
Happy New Year to you.
Can you believe it?
I can't. And you know, I can't because we did 30 events last year.
You did.
I went to 4 different destinations with LVCVA. It was a whirlwind.
You know, I think people don't realize that in addition to being on the city council, you also serve, all of you serve on other boards.
Yes.
You and the mayor, for example, are on the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority.
Yes.
And of course, the mission of that organization is to protect and to bring tourism to Las Vegas, convention business and tourism, period.
Yep.
And so you've been working very hard to do that. You were to the Far East. You were to Spain, I recall, and
that was my last trip. So Spain was my last trip, and before that was Singapore, and then Tokyo and Brazil.
Yeah.
So I chose 4. I mean, we have locations in 14 different countries that span to 28 different countries. So, you know, our LVCVA offices are in 14 different countries. So, as an LVCVA board member, when I first began that board and had a face-to-face with Rossi, he said, Michelle, you understand this is a traveling board and we expect the board members to travel. And I said, okay, I'm in. And so I looked at their travel schedule, and I have to really, like, our council comes first. So as long as I won't miss a council meeting.
And you haven't?
Yeah. So I missed one council meeting, and everything was supposed to go smoothly on that one council meeting. And it didn't go as smoothly as I wanted, so I will never miss another council meeting again. Wow. So yeah, but it's really, so we, now for 2019, I've committed to 4, but I'll probably wind up doing 3. We have a couple of extra council meetings with budget things, and so
and we do in the spring,
yes. So it really depends on our council will dictate the travel.
You know, your travel helps illustrate the fact that what a global reach Las Vegas has. I mean, we're looking to get tourism, and we do draw tourists literally from around the globe that come here. And that's what I think your trips have helped illustrate, from Europe, obviously, but from the Far East, from the entire world, really, all corners of the world. Las Vegas is a place where people just, it's one of the iconic tourist destinations of the world.
And it's amazing because when we do go out and we go on these missions, we look at and we speak with publishers from Germany. We meet people that we will never meet here.
Right.
And it's very important. I saw a German magazine that published a 5-page article on all the spots in Vegas.
Want to keep Las Vegas top of mind.
And they actually highlighted some of our downtown, the Mob Museum.
We love it.
So I was really impressed.
Well, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we've got you here for a little bit before you have to head out for your next trip, but let's talk about what's going on in Ward 6. I love this stuff. Busy time out there. I think one of the things that you're very proud of, you posted this on Facebook. I want to jump right to it. Groundbreaking of our new memorial park in honor of Officer Alyn Beck. And of course, Alyn Beck and his partner, Igor Soldo, were killed just while they were having lunch here a few years ago. And so this park is dedicated to him and his family. They were in attendance that day.
Yes. And it was, you know, everything happens when it's supposed to happen, because we actually, Mrs. Beck was there. And
we're going to see her in the video.
Yep, and her children. And just so happens, Alyn Beck, Officer Alyn Beck parents were driving through Vegas. So the timing couldn't have been better, and they were there. And one thing that came about that morning is, besides the groundbreaking of the park, we're going to get bronze statues of these guys, you know, life size of them, and so we're starting that process as well. So we'll start with Alyn, and then we'll get Igor's statue made, and it's just really so Ward 6 honors our law enforcement and honors the Beck and Saldor family, and this is how we're starting. And both parks will be in Ward 6.
Yeah, exactly right. And this is what it's going to look like eventually. That's a rendition. Obviously, what you saw was the groundbreaking. The work is already underway. Councilwoman, do you recall, when is it supposed to be wrapped up, completed? I don't know. Sometime this year, maybe?
Well, we're hoping, yeah.
Okay.
So we're hoping in summer. So we're hoping, so I'm pushing for June 7th because that's the anniversary.
Right, of his death. That's
So
right.
I'm pushing for that date.
Well, and of course, Alyn Beck and Igor also remembered at Police Memorial Park as well, and memorialized there as well. So, fitting memory. Wish they were still around to see the park themselves, but I'm glad that we're honoring their memory.
Me too.
So, love this too. You also posted this on Facebook. This is a big deal. I was really impressed. He said, "Merry Christmas. My Chief of Staff, Dan Burdish, and I at the Vice President's residence for a Christmas gathering with Vice President Mike Pence and our Second Lady, Karen Pence." Now that's a pretty cool invitation right there.
You know, that was really, really cool. And I have to tell you, Mr. and Mrs. Pence, Vice President and our Second Lady, are so gracious. And you, and I know that you know that because you spent some time with them.
I did. I met them after October 1, after the shooting here in Las Vegas. The Vice President and Mrs. Pence came to City Hall here for a gathering. It was a prayer gathering. Council Chambers was packed that day. He came to lend support. We were obviously a city that was hurting a lot at that moment, and had the chance to visit with him before the event started. And I think I told you, we just chatted as if we'd known each other all of our lives. It was just an interesting conversation. I had to remind myself, this is the Vice President of the United States here, so.
And that's what he exudes. I mean, he is a true, genuine individual. And for folks that meet him for the first time, it just comes off. And he's very appreciative for all of us and everything we do. And it was an honor to be in the Vice President's home in Washington, D.C. for a Christmas event.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's pretty neat.
Yep.
I never got that invitation. We just chatted for a few minutes, but that's pretty neat. So, well, good stuff. And of course, right after the first of the year around here is what? State of the City. We go from Christmas, New Year's, boom, right into State of the City.
Yes.
It's a big deal because the mayor talks about where we've been as a city and where we're headed. And so there's all this anticipation of what's next in the coming year.
And she's full steam ahead.
She is.
She's full steam ahead.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of our mayor.
Well, and she did a great job that night. Here's the gathering at City Hall. This was a big deal because it started off at City Hall as normal, and she gave the address. But this year, the twist came when she and Derek Stevens from the D made the announcement about his downtown property. He unveiled what the name was going to be, and that's, Councilwoman, what the first out-of-the-ground project in the downtown, from the ground up, in over 40 years, since 1975.
And I have to tell you, the Stevens family, you know, Derek Stevens and his brother Greg and his mom and dad, they're really such a pillar in downtown Las Vegas. And with Circa coming, you know, when we were there for the unveiling of Circa, a few folks said, "Oh, you knew about this." No, they kept it
really did.
Yes,
we worked so closely with Derek Stevens' staff, with Angela and her team over there, and right up until the curtain dropped and they unveiled the name, we didn't know the name. So
no. Yeah, and it was really phenomenal.
Yeah.
And again, the Stevens do everything first class.
They did.
First class, you know, and I have to tell you, their garage is called Garage Mahal, like Taj Mahal.
Right.
I mean, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And all the 5-star restaurants that are going to be in that hotel.
It's gonna
and
be phenomenal.
wait, the biggest thing is they will have the largest pool in the world.
With a huge screen there.
In the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be
That's
impressive. The thing that's really amazing too, if you've not heard about it, the whole hotel plays tribute to Las Vegas past, the glory days of Las Vegas. So even though it's brand new, or going to be brand new, it also looks at our past and ties it all together, which I thought was really brilliant.
I think he's a reincarnated soul. It's the pioneers of Las Vegas, the circa, the design.
True.
I think Derek Stevens, I'm just going to tell you, you're a reincarnated gangster from back when we first started Las Vegas. Yeah, and he came back home.
And that's what he's remembering, those glory days of Las Vegas, which just, you think back, that's what made Las Vegas help build what it is today. So it's exciting. So that project is coming into 2020. So that's amazing.
In a year. Think about it, a year.
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Downtown it's going to change the whole.
Boom.
And the mayor always talks about this too, Councilwoman. When one of those dominoes falls, when one big project comes, then the others follow.
Oh, yes.
And the Downtown Grand has already got big plans, so here we go. Downtown
here
is
we go.
It's going to be fun stuff. More out in your neck of the woods again. Traffic, an issue. The Centennial Bowl, the work is going. It's the interchange out there where US 95 and the 215 come together. They're making progress on this.
They're making progress. Bark Furry, he is just adorable. The dog is adorable. He's the Golden Knights dog.
He is. And, he makes all the big appearances at all the key events.
He does.
Getting the traffic kind of unwound out there will be really nice when that's all said and done.
I'm kind of jealous because that dog has more Golden Knights gear than I do.
I know.
That dog has more Golden Knights clothes than I do, so I got to catch up.
I think he's got more followers on Twitter than I do. So, hey,
exactly.
He's a famous dog.
He's a famous dog.
So, Councilwoman, more to come on all that. Stay tuned. We'll continue to update everybody as far as, along with NDOT.
Yes.
And NDOT has done a very good job. Nevada Department of Transportation has done a very good job of getting the word out to the public on what closures are going to take place, when the construction's happening. They've communicated that very well, I've thought. So stay tuned. We'll help get the word out as well, help pass along the information. But there's going to be some more construction going on out there. But again, nice when it's finally said and done.
Yes,
yes, we're getting there.
We are getting there.
Councilwoman, we're into the new year, but we want to look back. A couple things took place right before the close of the year during Christmas. Big events out at Tule Springs. You had Cowboy Christmas out there. You had the Fantasy Forest. We got some great footage.
Yes, we had 30 days of Christmas.
Wow.
30 days of Christmas in Ward 6, and it was amazing because we had our Cowboy Christmas out there. We're looking at making it much larger next year, the Cowboy Christmas, but the 30 days
larger than the one we had this year?
The Cowboy Christmas, I want more vendors. I want more vendors to sell more things. And but this year with Santa Claus here for every weekend, so all the kids got to take a picture with Santa Claus every weekend, and we literally gave out toys to all the children in the Ward 6 that came out on our special toy giveaway day. And then we followed it up with driving up to St. Jude's and Veterans Village, and of course our Child Haven. So we just
you did do a lot. That's
right. It's Christmas, so the month of December we make sure that we help children that need just a little extra help. And, and it was amazing.
Makes it special. And Councilman, what we're looking at here, those trees, the Fantasy Forest. That was the first time that we've ever done that out there, right?
Yes.
That was a first. So it's an annual our first annual.
Yes. Fantasy Forest.
I forget. I apologize. 30 trees.
Yes.
30 trees.
We had 30 trees sponsored by many people. The Grant to Gift took part in this. And what we did was we decorated the trees. We had a Raiders tree out there. We had Congressman Stephen Horsford's tree out there. We had my tree out there, which was Guns and Diamonds. And it was, and we had a Closco tree out there. We had a lot of different trees. We had the Seagull Sweets tree out there.
Right.
Marilyn Kirkpatrick had 2 trees out there. I think our Commissioner Lawrence Weekly had a Kwanzaa tree out there. So we had a lot of trees, and it was really, really cool.
And what was cool is that at night, that event you saw was during the day, but at night they were lit up too, which is really cool.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. And our stage in Santa was there every weekend. Santa was there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So everyone can come and take a picture with Santa. We had the Cub Scouts serving hot cocoa.
Yeah.
It's just.
And that Santa too. It's like that's the real Santa. I mean,
that looks like the real Santa.
Exactly.
He came. We ordered him from the North Pole. Christy, and he flew his sleigh
She must
just
have a
to Ward
connection.
6.
It's like, man, that guy looks authentic.
Yeah. So it's I got a guy in the North Pole. His name's Santa Claus, and he's gonna come. So I got a connection to Santa.
Oh, it worked out really well.
Yeah.
So looking forward next year. If you have 30 trees this year, I got a hunch you're going to have a lot more next year because it's going to just build.
We're starting now.
Right.
And we're looking at having an ice skating rink to ice skate next year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, those always go over very well. There's one out at downtown Summerlin that goes well. There's been one in the downtown area where people can skate outside.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be great to have one out in Ward 6 as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
So we're
outdoor
looking
rink.
at that.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Be fun, really fun. And then, Councilwoman, I want to tell everybody, you have got a coffee with the Councilwoman coming up here on the 29th.
Yes, and guess who's going to be my guest?
I don't know.
The mayor.
Oh,
so,
outstanding.
Yes,
Outstanding.
Our Mayor Goodman, is going to come and kick off the Coffee with the Councilwoman, and we're going to do it at Lulu's Bread and Breakfast.
Yes, and thank you for saying, because I always
yeah.
get tongue twisted on
Yes,
that. That's
yes.
a bread and breakfast.
Yes, it's bread and breakfast.
At Lulu's. That's going to be on the 29th in the morning.
Yep,
so
from 8 to 9:30.
Yeah, and so come on out, see the Councilwoman and see the mayor.
Yes.
Very informal. It's just kind of a chit chat over coffee and maybe a pastry and talk about what's going on in the ward. And if you get a chance to meet you guys in person and share what's going on, I know you guys love that because you're kind of hear firsthand from the constituents what's on their minds.
Yep,
So.
and we're always at the Y too, once or twice a month.
We should talk about that.
Yeah.
You do that Mondays with Michelle, the second and fourth Mondays. It's like you have office hours out there.
Yeah, we do, unless I'm traveling.
Right.
And then so that's why we started adding coffee with the council. So it's just not on a Monday because Mondays are getting a little tough, and so we're switching things around. But we're always accessible and available.
Right. That's so great too because Ward 6 is out the farthest from City Hall.
Yes.
So for people who live out there, getting down here, a little tougher. So if you bring the Councilwoman to them. So
yes,
that's
what we
nice.
do.
So that's good stuff. Well, Councilwoman, we're going to bring on some special guests here in just a minute. So we want to tell everybody we need to take a short break. But when we return, there's been a lot going on in Ward 6 over the past year. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights when we return. And that's next with a couple of special guests right after this.
Dad's home!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back, everyone. Another year has come to a close, and a lot has been happening this past year out in Ward 6. It's been very busy. Here with us today to talk about all the things that have been going on and will be going on are Chance Bonaventura and Mr. Dan Burdish, and these are two of the staff members from Councilwoman Fiore's office.
Yes.
These are 2/3 of your staff. So when you call the office, these are two of the folks that you're going to most likely end up talking with, right?
Without a doubt, without a doubt. So, and they've been with, so Dan has been with me a decade, Chance ever since he's 16, he's 22 now. And so we're truly a family. And so when we look at this and we look at what we do together for the ward, it's a team effort. So it's like a rock band, right? You have the face, you have the lead singer, but then you have the guitarist and the pianist.
Need them all, yeah.
You need them all. And so that's what this Ward 6 is truly a band for the people. And so when you look at our team, Dan and Chance, they're here at City Hall. They're at the YMCA, and then all of the events. Like we had 30 events last year, and
that's
of course,
a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. That's one almost every week. I mean, it's pretty close to that.
Yes, and so some of the things when you look at our events, they're big, right? So we did. I'll just give for instance. We did a 4th of July event up in Sky Canyon Park. And we had a U-Haul truck, and we were schlepping waters. Chance almost passed out because it was hot that day, and I was throwing cases of waters to him, and he was picking them up. Dan was out there handing out flags. He almost passed out on Veterans Day. He was running when we were I was on the fire truck waving. Oh, hi. And then Dan and Chance are on the side of the fire truck.
Walking?
Running.
Handing out flags.
Handing out flags,
Oh, my
right?
gosh. It was a little warm that day.
It was very warm, very warm. And
So,
I mean, this is the things that people don't realize what happens behind the scenes. You know, when I have 10, 15 pasta events at my house, they're there.
Yeah.
We just had hot cocoa and cookies, and Dan Burdish was spiking all the hot cocoa.
Oh, see, I got to get out to more of those, you know.
So we made homemade hot cocoa, milk, fudge, and then we took the hot cocoa and we were putting peppermint schnapps in it, marshmallows, and whipped cream.
Nice.
And so Dan, depending upon how drunk he wanted to get you, would say 1 shot or 2 shot for this person, you know? And but this is what happens. And so then when everyone goes home at 8 or 9 o'clock after the cocos and cookie, Chance and Trevor and some of our other folks, we're breaking down. We're putting chairs away.
Yep.
We're cleaning up the hot cocoa mess. We're, and this is...
And you know what, Councilwoman, too, with these two guys as well, they're very responsive. When they're not working the events, they're working in the office.
Yes.
And every constituent question, I pass by Chance and Dan every day, multiple times, and they're always in the thick of whatever needs to be taken care of. People need this or that, and they're dealing with it. They're taking care of it, you know.
So what was your favorite event this year?
Probably by far the 4th of July.
Yep, and what about you?
Fantasy Forest.
Fantasy Forest.
good.
Well, okay, so let's talk about Fantasy Forest.
We showed some of the footage
Yeah,
here
we
just a few
did show
minutes ago,
some.
yeah.
What we didn't show you was Chance on ladders decorating trees, because some of our sponsors,
30.
we were so fabulously appreciate that they sponsored a tree, they spent $500 for a tree, but then they didn't come out and decorate it, right? So who decorated it? So Chance was out there decorating trees. So people don't realize, like Ward 6, it's not part-time.
No.
It's not full-time.
Chance, you don't even know this probably. Chance probably helped decorate half the trees out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the
No, I
Silverstone
know.
tree out there where the ladies couldn't get up on a ladder. He got up and did all the upper stuff.
Of course they told him
the
what to
Armed
do.
Forces tree,
Move it over here,
Forces
Chance.
tree he helped with. Every tree.
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything on the Southwest Gas, but the Thin Blue Line, you were helping with that. I mean, he was helped probably at minimum of half the trees out there.
Minimum. So the whole point is when you look at Ward 6 with Chance Bonaventura, who's been with me since he's 16, Dan for the past decade. I won't tell your age. Dan for the past decade. And I just have to tell you, nothing would happen without them, and they are the hardest working individuals for you. And I just want to show you guys something.
And they do not know that this is coming.
Yeah,
so.
they don't. This is a little something, right? So you give that one to Chance.
Okay.
I want you to have this one, and so this is really.
Why don't you guys hold those up so people can see
let
them?
people see these. This is something that I have to tell you. There's nothing that I could possibly do in this city without Daniel Burdish and Chance Bonaventura as our city partners. And this is a heavy trophy that they deserve, and it's just a little token of how much I appreciate you guys and love you guys.
Well,
This is why we didn't want to come on.
this totally, they had no idea this was happening.
Yes.
You know, Councilwoman, and much deserved, but I got to say, you set the standard, you kind of set the pace, and these guys, they do their darndest to stay in step with you, and so it's obviously a good environment for all of you, for all of you working. So.
They are.
And
they
neither
are
one of
amazing.
us can keep up with her.
She's got boundless energy, as we all know. So
Yeah. So I'll text them. So I'll text him at 11 o'clock at night because I know that he's up, right? And then I'll text him at 5 a.m. because I know he's up, right?
Yeah.
Because he's sleeping. So at 11, I'm like, Chance, da, 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 da. And this is Chance's. This is his response when I know he's sleeping. KK. So he clicks KK twice, as if like it twice means like he's really paying attention.
Gotcha.
Right? And then at 6 or 7 a.m., I'll call and he won't answer, and I'll call Dan. Dan, why isn't Chance answering the phone? Blah, 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 blah. And then Dan's like, don't worry, I'll handle it. So literally, and in our office, I kid you not, David Riggleman, if I could record these two, their banter. So they call themselves the old man and the kid, right? The old fart and the kid. And the banter that they do in my office all day long, if I could video them and put them on YouTube and modularize that YouTube, I'll be rich.
you know what? Maybe a reality show.
Yeah,
they
are.
What do you think?
They are
So,
a reality show. These two guys are a total reality show.
Like I get the rights. We'll
Yeah,
assign
that's
you to
it.
this,
That's
so.
absolutely.
Okay.
But
We've got the production facility.
Sure.
Right, we got the
Sure.
production. But I really have to show you two off. And let me tell you, everyone tries to steal them from me.
I know.
But I have cement boots in my office, so they understand. Like, if anyone ever succeeds, they're not going to be able to work because the cement boots are good for everybody.
Exactly.
So they understand. So they're attached. So no one gets to steal them from me, and it's a real family affair.
Yeah. Well, Chance and Dan, obviously, Chance and Dan, we didn't tell you this was coming, but obviously, because the idea was Councilwoman wanted to show her appreciation for all that you do and make this a surprise. So, by the way, this is also live on Facebook Live.
Right now, yeah.
So, so there's no taking it
Hi
back.
guys, yes.
So, if for those watching on Facebook Live, you'll also have an opportunity to see it again on Access City Council when the show replays. So.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, you're in trouble now. You know
I know I'm in trouble, but you know, the city, you know, our people work so hard for us, and I just don't think that publicly I show my appreciation publicly enough to them, and so I had to publicly humiliate them and bring them on the show and tell them how much I love them in front of you guys. So I literally tell people, because everyone says, oh, you're a single woman. I'm like, I am, but I do have 2 husbands. I have the men in my life that I need. I sleep with my dog. I'm pretty set.
Yeah. Well, this is a very nice way to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mwah. Love you. Love you. Love you, boys.
And these are great. These are beautiful
Those
awards.
are
so
beautiful.
you put those proudly on your desk or at home or wherever. So.
Yes.
Well, you guys, this is all about access to your office, so the constituents stay connected. So let's say we tell everybody out there how to reach you if they need to talk about what's going on in Ward 6. What do you think?
I'll let Chance do that. I've done all the talking up to now,
So, you know, I deal with a lot, you know, you got potholes in your yard, or in the street, sorry, not in your yard, don't call for your yard. In the street, you got street lights out, graffiti in the neighborhood, or anything like that, you can always call us.
Talk about the bunny mansion you're building.
We have rabbits at Floydland Park, so we've been working with the groups that help out with those rabbits and made a rabbit habitat in the northeast section of the park, so the rabbits can be safe in that section of the park and not interfere with the renovations and historical buildings there.
But tell them about the mansion and tell them about the bunnies that you named.
So we're working with the Eagle Scouts on, making that all pretty, painting palettes and things like that, on making sure that they have a good place at
It's called the
Floydland Park.
Bunny Mansion. He's
the
not
Bunny
telling you.
Mansion.
The
That's
Bunny
true.
Mansion at the Rabbitat, and they named one bunny Hugh Hefner, is that his name? And the other bunny, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah, so you can always reach the office at 702-229-5463.
Yeah, that's good, Chance. That's excellent. Let's tell everybody. We'll tell everybody out there. If you want to get in touch with the councilwoman, there are several ways to do so. You can always find her on Facebook and Twitter, and she's really responsive. But you can also just pick up the phone. You'll talk to one of these guys. Chances are 702-229-6405, as Chance was just saying, or send them an email. Councilwoman's address is mfiore@lasvegasnevada.gov. And I can tell you, I've seen it firsthand, day after day after day. They will get back to you right away, because they always do. So
She yells at it. We have a policy that we're supposed to return all emails and calls within 24 hours.
And you do.
So,
You do, even with the city staff, even with those of us that work here with you. You do the same thing with us as well. So if we need something from your office, you always get back to us right away. So.
Chance does all constituent services, so if you've got a problem, anything with the city, Chance will talk to you. I do more of the zoning and stuff like that, on making sure that we get what is best for Ward 6. But
important, because a lot of development out there again now. So key stuff. All right, guys. Well, congratulations. Did we surprise you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. That was the intent. Okay,
intent.
very
We
good.
didn't want you
we
to
did
know.
good. All right.
I mean, we're watching you, how much you didn't know about Circa. Is it just about the same as what we knew about this? So.
Yes.
Well, we can say goodbye to everybody on Facebook Live. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye. Thank
You'll catch
you,
this
guys.
again on Access City Council. And for everybody else out there, thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on January 31st with Councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem Lois Tarkanian. And you can catch us live, as always, all of our shows on Apple TV now, Roku, Hulu, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can also watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.